Good morning. Today is Saturday, September 13th, but long time no see. I say this every time I start getting into videos again, but I say this every time I want to get into videos again, but I have a plan, I have a schedule, I have consistent videos planned out, so we're just going to jump into it and pretend that I wasn't gone for as long as I was, and that I'm probably going to do it again. But self-awareness is key. So today we're going to go over my fall TBR, well, some of the books that are on my fall TBR. These are the more fall themed books that I have on my TBR. I'm going to read a lot of other books that aren't on this TBR. I have a lot of reading vlogs planned coming up, and those books aren't even on here. There's, I think, one reading vlog that's going to be, that these books are going to be in. There's a couple, actually, but we'll talk about it as we go through. But there are 30 books on this list, and I am super excited because it's, again, like I said, September. We're officially in the Burr months, and it's my birthday month. And as of a few days ago, my wedding is 8 months out. So I think what I'm going to do is continue to not think about the wedding and just lose myself in books. Continue to lose myself in books, rather. But anyway, we're just gonna get into it. And I don't know anything about these books. I don't read synopses or anything before I go into books. I go into everything blind. I find that it's the best for me to do. I like going into books that I haven't heard about before, and I'm just like, oh, that cover looks cool, and I'll just start reading it. And then I'm like, I did not see that. It's probably in the back of the book. Because I know with my book personally, there's something on the back of the book that's like a spoiler. Because when people don't read the back of the book and they would read my book, they'd be like, oh, I was like, it's on the back of the book. What do you mean? It's not supposed to be a surprise. But anyway, we're just gonna hop into the video. Book 1 on our list is Arcana Academy by Elsie Kova. And I know nothing about this book, but I've seen mixed reviews. So my problem with fantasy or romantasy books is that I feel like the really popular ones on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, YouTube, I feel like they are hit or miss for me. Love Fourth Wing, love ACOTAR. Throne of Glass, I'm fighting my way through. But I also think that that's because I've tried listening to Throne of Glass instead of reading with my eyes, and I feel like I can't really get into it. So once I got to the first few books, I was like, I'm vibing, I'm having a great time. But then I got to Queen of Shadows, and this is where I stop every time I try to listen through. Queen of Shadows brings in other POVs, and I'm like, who is this? Why do I care? And I want to care because she sounds sick, Manon. But I don't, because I fear I wasn't paying attention and then she just came up out of nowhere for me. But I'm planning on doing a Throne of Glass reading vlog, reading with my eyes. I have the whole paperback box set. That was an impulse buy not too long ago, but I'm excited for that. I'm hoping that I fall in love with it and that I love the series as much as everybody else does. And I really wanted to do the tandem read between Tower of Dawn and not Kingdom of Ash, that's the last one, Empire of Storms. I have it all written out and everything, so I'm ready to do it. I want to actually tab the paperbacks so that I know where I have to switch, but that's a commitment. And I fear I need to wait for it to be like crispy out. Because I feel like it's still, like today it's going to be 80 degrees. So I feel that it's still warm enough that I want to be outside. And we want to be on the motorcycles and everything. So I would rather hold off. So I can just binge and be invested and just in that world. Moving on. Why are we talking about Throne of Glass? Oh, Arcana Academy. So I'm skeptical. I'm cautiously optimistic every time I go into a romantasy book or a fantasy book because I'm like, I don't know if I trust everybody. But these same group of girls that I was watching the booktube video that I mentioned before, they were talking about like, if you think book talk gives bad book recs, then it's because you don't know your own taste and like your algorithm isn't fit to your taste yet because you don't know it. And I was like, fair. I don't appreciate the call out, but fair. Anyway, moving on. Now that we spent 5 minutes talking about nothing, we have A Grim Reaper's Guide to Catching a Killer by Maxi Dara. And I always go to say A Grim Reaper's Guide to Murder because, first of all, that kind of makes sense, and second of all, because of a good girl's guide to murder. But Kayla read this book and loved it, so I'm hopeful, but I've been holding off until it's like Grim Reaper season. Next we have The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. This is, I have this book physically, it's on my physical TBR. Kayla gifted me this book last year. It was like just after fall though, so I was like, I'll hold on to it. I'll wait. But we're actually going to do another video. I think the next video is going to be my physical TBR, and you're going to see all of the books that I have physically that I need to read. Next we have The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. I hope I said that right. But I can never get the title of this book right. I've been seeing it for a long time. I want to read it, and I've heard great things about it, so I'm excited for this one. And the little review blurb on the cover says, a warm and witchy hug of a book. So let's also talk about this real quick. You're going to notice that there's a theme of witchy related books on this list because I am a Bonnie Bennett girl through and through. I grew up with my mom telling me that her grandmother came from a witch town in Puerto Rico, and she's been telling me that we're witches my whole life. So say less, because I believe you. And we're like, we have like little intuition things, and we have really vivid dreams, and then they happen. So I'm all about witches, but you'll notice. So that's our first witch book, and then we're going to continue on with more. So next we have The Ex-Hex by Erin Starling. I actually have the whole trilogy on this list. So The Ex-Hex, The Kiss Curse, and The Wedding Witch, all by Erin Starling. I've heard of the first two. I've never heard of The Wedding Witch, but I've heard great things about the first two, so I'm excited, and I hope I have a great time. I don't know what to expect from these books at all, but I'm just looking for a good time, looking for vibes. Next we have Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. I read Phantasma, was that this year or in 2024? I read Phantasma and I had a good time. Was it my favorite book ever? No. I had fun though. I love a good games and trials kind of thing. But first of all, this cover is gorgeous. And I'm really excited to get into it. I like the world. And I hear that it's not the same exact concept as Phantasma, which makes me happy. So, because I don't like too much repetition. Like, I feel like Catherine Cowles is one of those authors, not that there's any relevance of Catherine Cowles right now, but I feel like she's one of those authors that it's like the same story over and over and over, but like different characters and different jobs for the characters or something. But like something minuscule like that. But when I want a romantic suspense, I know who to go to. So, like, there's pros and cons to that. But I also feel like, who else does that? I haven't read a lot of her books, but Laura Pavlov, I feel like she's the same kind of, like, all of her covers look the same to me. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but, like, I know who to go for, what I'm going to get if I go to that person. But I like that this is different, so I'm excited. Next we have A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, also by Sangu Mandana, which I did not realize. But this cover is just precious. And again, witches. So, moving on. An Ancient Witch's Guide to Modern Dating by Cecilia Edward. This one, again, it's just cute, and there's witches involved. Then we have more witches. The Late Night Witches by Aurelie Wallace. Again, no idea, just vibes. Just vibes and witches. Okay, this next one is The Fall of Bradley Reed by Morgan Elizabeth. This is I believe there's 4 books in this series. It's Cruel Summer, Fall of Bradley Reed, 'Tis the Season for Revenge. There's one more. And that's also not in order, so don't quote me. But there's one more, I'm pretty sure. I had this whole series on my TBR for 2024, and I did not read any of them. So I figured, why not start? If you live on Long Island, there's a store in Riverhead, a bookstore, and I went a couple weeks ago. It's precious. I could live in that store. I told her, I was like, can I move in? She was like, what? The sidewalk is ours too if you want to put a tent up. I was like, perfect. They also have really cute bookmarks, and they ran out. My best friend got the last one, so I had them order me one, and it just came in the other day, so I'm really excited about that, and I can't wait to go get it, and then I'll show you guys. But anyway, The Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Qureshi. I saw this book at that bookstore, and it was precious. I was like, oh my god, baby dragons, I need it. Dragons and witches are my thing. But I did look on Goodreads, and the ratings aren't great, so I did not buy it. Well, I'm trying to read books, figure out if I like them or not, and then I'll buy them as like a trophy. But baby dragons, I don't know. And I read the back. It seems really cute, so I'm excited. In that store, I also found The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. I will also link the store for my Long Island girls, but the name is escaping me at the moment. The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. This was in the more YA section, I think. It literally says in the little blurb on the cover, a new YA favorite. So I don't typically grab for YA, but I'm also not opposed. Spellcaster by Jamin Eve. To fight a monster, she'll need a monster. Okay, I'm in. Oh my god, this next one I'm so excited for. Soul Searching by Lila Sage. Since she first talked about this book, I've been so excited. And I have not, my excitement has not waned since. That's it. This comes out on September 30th, the day after my birthday. But I have this one pre-ordered, so it's just gonna come right to the house because I know Lila Sage and I like her writing. I'm happy with her. The only one I haven't read so far is Wild and Wrangled, and that is also on my physical TBR, so you'll see that in next week's video, or my next video. But I am planning on doing a reading vlog, I believe in the first Friday in October. I think it's October 3rd. It's gonna be People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young and Soul Searching by Lila Sage, and listening to The Life of a Showgirl. I'm so excited. That video is gonna be everything. Anyway, moving on. We have the Scared Sexy series. It's one of those Amazon short series, but Amazon original stories. So these, I think this is the third one, at least the third one that I've paid attention to, because Allie Hazelwood is the first one I was like, sold, I'll be there. But the Scared Sexy series is going to be another reading vlog that's going to be out on, I think this comes out on September 23rd. Don't quote me, I could be completely wrong. But I'm going to try to get the reading vlog up that day or the next day, because I always listen to these like the day they come out. And also just listen to these authors. So I haven't read all these authors, I'll be honest. So I don't know how, but I like these because I get to figure out if I'm going to vibe with these authors, and then I'll figure out like, oh, I like this author, I'm going to go read their backlist. But anyway, just listen to these titles and I'm going to say the authors as well. So Allie Hazelwood's book is Hot for Slayer, Christina Lauren, Falling, J.T. Geisinger, Spicy Little Curses, Ruby Dixon, Space Vampire, Katie Robert, Beautiful Nightmare, and Kimberly Lemming, My Boyfriends Are All Monsters. So I have read Allie Hazelwood, Christina Lauren, and Ruby Dixon. The other three I have not read. But the covers are also precious. So I'm excited. Next we have, that's also going to be such a fun reading vlog. I have to figure out something else like special to do for it. Then we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I have heard great things about this book. I really didn't know what to expect. I've been hearing about it forever, but I didn't know what it was about, what to expect. And then I've heard a little bit more about it, and it sounds like incredible and emotional. And those are two of my favorite things about books. But I'm excited to read that. I feel like that's another one that I have to read with my eyes and really be like immersed in it. Next we have The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. If I butcher any of these, I'm sorry. I'm just a girl. But so Kayla also read this book and she said she loved it, had a great time. I have tried starting it, but I think this is another one I need to read with my eyes. I wasn't really vibing with the audiobook when I did attempt this, but I'm hopeful because I've been more in a thrillery kind of mystery mood lately. And I need something to scratch that itch, so I am looking forward to this. Next we have A Spell to Wake the Dead by Nicole Lesperance. Sorry. But the cover's precious. There's a dagger on it. Daggers, dragons, and witches. I have a dragon tattooed on me so far. I need to figure out something witchy and something... I want a dagger tattoo so bad. Or a sword. But I'll get there. The Good Vampire's Guide to Blood and Boyfriends by Jamie DeMonto. That's all. If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. This looks very Gilmore Girls coded, and I loved Gilmore Girls. So say less. It also just looks cute. I like cute covers. Like this one. There's Pumpkin About You by Athena Carstairs. I hope I said that right. But cute cover. Pickup truck? Sure. Man in a Flannel? Sure. Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson. It's precious. I have to read it. And last but not least, we have Always Practice Safe Hex by Juliet Cross. This is part of a series, so I might do a reading vlog of this series, but I feel like I should dip my toe before I dive in head first. But again, Hex, which it's all related and it's all very fall, and I'm so excited. So that's all 30 books that I have on my fall TBR. There are obviously gonna be more. I do want to do a solely spooky vlog. I have to figure out which books I want to read for that though, because I don't want to just DNF a whole bunch of books. Because if I don't like it in the first few chapters, I typically DNF. Because I used to be the kind of person that would struggle through the whole book just in case it got better, and it just wouldn't, and then I would have wasted my time. So I'm trying to, but I gently DNF. I call it TDNF, temporary DNF. I have a whole shelf of it on Goodreads. So if you want to go on my Goodreads and look at that TDNF shelf and see if there's anything on there that you think I should give another shot and that I'll actually wind up loving, let me know. Persuade me. Convince me. But anyway, that's it for today's video, and I will see you in the next one.